Nithyanandam everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ma Nithya Purnananda Swami, a Purna Sannyasi of Paramahamsa Nithyananda of the Nithyananda Sannyas Sampradaya. So in today's video, in the series of Sannyas, what I am going to share with all of you is that all this while in my videos, I have quoted what Swamiji said in his satsangs about Sannyas and how my thought process was. Basically, when I am able to see the difference of how not only me but most of us out there in the world, how we live and how sannyas is exactly on the other end of it, or sometimes completely living the reality from the hypocrisy that a society lives in. Sometimes I have to share with you, make you understand by quoting a few things like the lifestyle or the thought currents, or just a few things like food or the way how we youth are the way we are, why we are the way we are, to make you understand, and then to be able to in words, in English, make you understand why we are living is literally the best lifestyle. Now in this video, it is something little bit different. This video I want to share with you what Swamiji shared with all of us. Yesterday Swamiji had a session with all of his sannyasis across the globe and also here. So in that Swamiji said, which I really felt like I should make a video of it so that, because that is literally, he have put it in English words, what it means to be his sannyasis. So many of us, especially if you are watching my video, you may be a devotee of Swamiji already, or you may not have known Swamiji but would have came new to my channel. The thing is, if you are new, you have not known Swamiji before and you are watching my YouTube videos, just know one thing, indirectly just by listening to one drop of the ocean that is Paramahamsa Nithyananda has to say from her experience, and if you are able to relate, just know one thing, you are already connected to Swamiji. That is the best news that you can have. If you have not known Swamiji, have not heard about him, or probably have heard about him but never really did anything next, if you are watching my videos, following my videos or many videos of other devotees, other disciples, just know one thing, if you are able to even relate to what they are saying, you are already connected to Swamiji. So what I wanted to share with all of you actually in this series of sannyasis, what Swamiji had shared yesterday was, sannyasis of Swamiji are literally Swamiji. Swamiji is grooming all of us to become Swamiji. Now all this while I would have probably shared with you about how manifesting powers have happened and how from the lifestyle that I've been outside, literally being caught in the Maya matrix, like from the thought currents, why I also once be like how the youth were out there rebelling in many different ways. Some rebel aggressively, some rebel passively. I rebelled in both ways, aggressively and passively. But that is when I realized, when Swamiji said this yesterday, and Swamiji said another thing. Swamiji first said, his sannyasis are himself. He is grooming all of us as him. And literally we are completely secured. There is no like possibilities of even falling into the Maya matrix as long as we are in the will persistence of this is the life that I want. Now the other thing that he said is, sannyasis, we have many vows, not many, 5 vows, and of course the principles of life, integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, being in the space of completion, and sannyas means living without blind spots. Now when I am saying all of this, sannyasis means sannyas means living with integrity, living with authenticity, living responsibly, living with enriching, from the space of completion and without any blind spots. All of this is not something that is enforced out, but it's something that is awakened actually. Something that is awakened and you discover that in you. And one more thing Swamiji said is the 5 vows, aprigraha, asteya, satya, brahmacharya, ahimsa, and all of that. He said sannyasis are extremist. We live the principle to its extreme, the vows to its extreme. He just said sannyasis are extremist. And then I was thinking, this is really this really caused a shift in me. And then I further had an understanding, a clarity that why sannyas is literally something that any youth takes, is literally for any youth in fact, of this day and age, of this century. Because see, our youth globally, depression, drugs, death, suicide, many things that we have explored and seen the failures of it, not being able to experience, for what reason we even in fact stepped into the dimension, like taking drugs, for the reason for what we wanted to actually take drugs, what we wanted to feel, what were we looking for, what were we seeking for, the reason for which we stepped into taking drugs, seeing the failure of not being able to experience that. And all of these things is what our youth are doing. And most of us, like for example in my video recently I shared with all of you what Swamiji said about, in a world where we have to work to be able to survive, violence and stealing is unavoidable. Then I share with all of you how our youth, they are able to see the hypocrisy in it, seeing the failure of it, but not knowing what is the other solution, therefore rebelling. They rebel by not conforming to it, but what happens is because they have no solution, depression, tiredness, boredom all happens. And that is how even diseases are being attracted. Any youth who have any diseases is literally boils down to this. So literally if you just see our youth of this day and age, they are actually extremists, not conforming to the stupidity of the world out there, not conforming to the stupidity of the setup. It is the setup of the society, from whichever country you can come from whichever background you can come from, not conforming and being an extremist of that value that you hold to, then not conforming. Because it's not like you have to verbally say it, just by living in that ambience. I know that, like for example, I again quoted many times in my video, many of us youth have this question. And in fact, someone recently commented below that they have had this question. So, the purpose of my life is to be born and then go to school and then go to more school, high school, primary school, then more school, degree, master's, PhD, and then what? I have to work, and then for what I have to work? To be able to pay off the loans that I took, and then what? I have to get married, because only then I will be able to even have a hold in wherever I am. And then you have to have kids, and then to maintain the kids you have to go to work. It's like literally for all of the past reasons you have to do the future. All of us have had this question, but many of us are not able to see what is the other end of what can be the other lifestyle. That is when I introduced Sannyas to all of you. All of us have had these questions, and we have chosen to rebel against this very setup, this very traditional stupid setup, by altering many things in our life. Like for example, the young parents, the way how they parent their children, no firing, no smacking, and all this talking to the child, making them understand, and not putting them in traditional education, but rather sometimes homeschooling. And when it comes to the food that our young parents choose, like organic food or natural food or whatever it is, non-GMO, basically not conforming to the traditional food lifestyle. We are doing these changes in a few facets of our life, and that is actually, we see you being extreme to the society, saying to hell with you, enough with your BS. I am seeing that your instant noodles, your McDonald's, your Pizza Hut, and your whatever crap it is that you've been calling is completely destroying, and then you decide to opt for the organic lifestyle and non-GMO, whatever it is. Same with parenting, no smacking, no this, no that, talking to children, making them understand, and in fact homeschooling, all of those things. You have chosen, you youth out there, even if you're a young parent, you have chosen to become an extremist in a few values that you have seen where there is a solution. But in life, the only solution, the only other end of it is sannyas, being completely extremist in the vows that we live, in the principles that we live. It is literally when you start living them, you see how that living the lifestyle is extreme. It's literally the answer to the societal hypocrisy out there. And it's not like from taking revenge mode or saying that, see, you are an idiot kind of a thing. No. So you're discovering yourself and empowering others to empower themselves in this lifestyle, because in this day and age it's only this lifestyle, the lifestyle of sannyas, where all of our youth all this while seeing the hypocrisy of the society, seeing how much there is flaw in the setup, in the structure of the society, have changed a few things. The way how we parent, the way how we educate, the way how we construct, the way how we clothe ourselves, all these things. But overall, from the root, eradicating all of this is sannyas. I really wanted to share all of this with all of you. Being a sannyasi of Paramahamsa Nithyananda is literally becoming Swamiji. And the next thing is, sannyas is the extremist lifestyle, and it can only happen extremistly here at Nithyananda Sannyas Sampradaya, where a sannyasi is initiated. They have the living guru with them. Many sampradayas, I'm only quoting Hindu sampradayas, there is no sannyasis out of Hinduism. In Hinduism, wherever there are sannyas sampradayas, there could be, like, especially the old one, the original ones, the old groups, organizations, mutts. They are sannyasis now who are getting initiated is basically the disciples of the master, disciples of disciples of disciples who are successors. But only here with Swamiji, where the world knows manifesting Shaktis is happening here, and of course Swamiji to the world, Swamiji is great because he's making the science of manifesting Shaktis reproducible, and anybody can work it and manifest powers. Swamiji's people are saying Swamiji is a diamond. One reason is because of that. But to become Swamiji himself, it is becoming Swamiji's sannyasis. And sannyasis living an extremist lifestyle with the most compassionate and beautiful lifestyle, ambience, vatavarana of this whole sangha, where hundreds of people live around you as sannyasis, radiating this lifestyle blissfully, happily, and discovering ourselves, and all of this in the lap of our Guru, Paramahamsa Nithyananda, the living avatar himself. There is nowhere else where Sadashiva himself, Sadashiva to me is Sadashiva, to all of you is God. Godal is what Swamiji says, God. In Godal is not God, but Godal. If you don't know what is Godal, to you, God, where God himself has happened again in a human form. Being his sannyasi means literally mirroring him and being groomed by him to become him. It happens only in here, being his own sannyasis, not even becoming his adinavasis, just being his sannyasis. So I wanted to share this with all of you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please do leave more comments, and if you want me to talk about anything else pertaining to sannyas, you want me to help you give clarity to a few perceptions or topics to do with sannyas, please do leave comments below. Until then, see you next time. Nithyanandam.